Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back to another dope episode of Travel Talk and Show Jams. As always, ladies and gentlemen, we got a very special one for you this evening. But as always, before we get started, the show is always brought to you by travelwithtariq.com. Yes, absolutely. For all your travel needs, request a free quote, or if you want to continue to book travel for free, well, even if it's your own, you can go to our search engine there. Or if you would like to find out how you can get paid to book travel and live your best life by living your best life, you can click the button that says get paid to book travel at the bottom as well. Also, tonight we are brought to you by Travel Biz Workshop. Please get with either one of us, me or my guest this evening, and get the credentials you need to get a free 3-day workshop to find out what we do, how this works without having to interact with us if you don't like to. So either myself or our guest can give you those credentials, so make sure you do that. And also the last thing is, as always, our lives on Facebook are only stored for 30 days now, as you know. So please go over to All Around the World with Tariq on YouTube to find all episodes stored permanently, even this one after tonight. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now that that's out of the way, like I said, I have a super special guest for you this evening. I can tell you it just continues to get better and better. Now, this young lady, I mean, she comes to us from the healthcare industry. She's originally from the DMV, of course, as well. She's doing some incredible things for her profession, but as it relates to this project, she is tearing a hole in the stratosphere around what we are doing. I'm telling you, recently, in the last several months, she has become one of the most sought after subject matter experts when it comes to building a business online, specifically with TikTok. We are actually pretty lucky because we get on a team training call once a week. For a team that's probably over 3,000 strong at least worldwide. And her name is mentioned on the regular as someone that's doing some incredible things in this business. And because of the information she shared last night, they actually had to turn off the floodgates from people trying to reach out to her. So she is taboo in terms of reaching out to right now because she's going to be so sought after. She's actually going to be doing a training for that entire organization next week. But she is what's called a gold builder in this business and actually a 2012, 2020 plus club member, which means she has helped at least a minimum of 20 families get on the money making side of travel and entertainment. I'm sure it's way more than that. Probably by the time we finish this interview, by the time the dust settles, she'll probably be a DIT. She's also
Take
doing some
that.
incredible things with travel as well. She's done all of the onboarding training and gone up 3 certifications from what's called Dream Maker, Vacation Builder, and Travel Genius. So she is more than qualified to help you book your trip from anywhere to anywhere, no matter how you want to get there, whether it's plane, train, automobile, however you want to do it. She's got you. So she's doing some incredible things. And like I said, I can't do her really any justice, but I do want to give her flowers just because of how amazing she is. And I'm gonna tell you one more thing I absolutely love about this young lady because I kind of watch her and all do her thing sometimes. I just love her energy. It's so infectious and contagious that people are just drawn to her regardless of what she does, where she is, or what she's talking about. And she'll probably tell you that she's a shy introvert person, but you just can't, you won't be able to sense this by the time we're done. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I want to present to some and introduce to others. Gold Builder 2012, 2020 Club member, Miss London Duckett. Thanks for joining us this evening. We appreciate you being here.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Tariq, for having me. I definitely appreciate this opportunity and to get on this amazing live that I see you do what every single Monday. So I'm happy to be your guest and share some great information.
It is my pleasure. It is always my pleasure. I gotta say something real quick to my previous guests, because you're the first guest that we got our studio audience tonight, and I don't want
Oh,
them to feel
wow.
slighted. So,
Wait, I gotta see.
it was because of you previous guests that we've done so well that the budget has increased so that we now have a studio audience. So I don't want them to feel slighted. So the next time y'all come back, the studio audience will be here as well. But we do absolutely appreciate you, Miss Duckett, for joining us tonight. Because like I said, I know you're a very busy young lady, and you'll be getting right to it once we're done here. So tell us real quick a little bit about your background, where you come from, what you do for a living, and how you got introduced to this opportunity.
Absolutely. So I'm London, like Mr. Tariq said. I am originally from Washington, D.C., and I'm currently residing in Temple Hills, Maryland, so still in the DMV area. I work in healthcare. I've been in the healthcare industry ever since I graduated from college back in 2016. So that's what I do full time. And, I just I enjoy helping other people. So this business opportunity was just, amazing for me to not only simply travel more and earn some income in the travel industry, but help other families, create some great memories that will last a lifetime and even help them start their own travel business where they can simply tap in and earn some additional income for themselves as well. I got started back in this business in 2019 by an amazing couple who are actually family, blood family. I got started and they introduced the business to me. I saw how amazing their lives was, their life was doing and stuff like that. So I was like, wow, I have to tap into it. And that was, yeah, literally in 2019. And, of course, right after 2019, there comes COVID. So, I wouldn't even say I was kind of tested, but I guess I can't say I was kind of tested because, everybody was like, oh, people ain't gonna be doing no traveling, doing this, doing that, and all that great stuff like that. But guys, I was still booking travel during COVID. I was still traveling during COVID. And at the end of the day, travel is still here. So you know, COVID couldn't do anything to travel because at the end of the day, it is still here. So this is my first business I've ever had in my life. I had just got my passport in 2018. So, once this opportunity presented itself, I was like, oh, that makes sense. So, I might as well get started. And like I said, I saw the amazing results that this business was doing to, the couple that introduced me. So I got on board. And here I
Wow.
am today, having a
Wow.
great time, not only booking travel, but sharing this amazing business with other people as well. So,
Beautiful. Yes, we're going to talk about that because you are absolutely sharing this business with a bunch of amazing people, hands down, doing some incredible things. So you were truly blessed, to be, have this opportunity to share with you by, again, some two incredible individuals who happen to be your family members, who we will have on here at some point in the future. So, stay close for that. But these two individuals, again, they're leading an organization of literally thousands of people around the world. So that in itself had to be inspiring for you to come on board. Although for a lot of people, it's not enough. Was there anything other than your family being involved, doing really well, that you saw in this opportunity that when you looked at it for the first time that made you say, yes, this is for me?
like I mentioned, I simply wanted to travel. I had just got my passport in 2018. So I got started in January 2019. And I think I got my passport maybe August or September or something like that. So, when they told me that it was travel, I was like, wait, I want to go to Jamaica. I want to get some passport stamps and, things like that. And, not only seeing, how great this business has been for them, but just knowing that it's travel and it's not going anywhere and that people everywhere loves to travel, it only made sense for me to hop on in and, see what I can do.
No doubt. And you've been doing some big things. You know what? I've only met you within the last few months. And
Right.
I know within that short period of time, you probably got at least a couple stamps on your passport since I've known you, just from you moving around and doing some crazy things. Which is an amazing thing. That's a fun thing for someone who loves to travel, which I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who are watching who feel the same way you do
Right.
and would love to travel. And you are a living, breathing example of doing just that by what, like I said earlier, living your best life by living your best life. So I know recently, and maybe this is not the trip you want to tell us about. Um, I know you just came back from Greece on Virgin Cruise.
Yes.
Tell us about that. Most people don't even know that there's any other cruise lines besides Carnival or Royal Caribbean. But Virgin happens to be, another major brand. So tell us about that experiences and what you got to do there, where you went, and what that was like.
And, that was me. Like I only knew about Carnival and Disney because, when I was younger, we went on a Disney cruise and stuff like that. So I didn't know much about any other cruise lines at all until I went to one of the industry events that we actually had. And our BDM for Virgin Voyages was actually there. And so that's when I learned more about Virgin Voyages. And then I actually got to, get on the ship maybe a couple of months later. with some other amazing travel business owners. And I just absolutely fell in love. I fell in love at the fact that it was adults only. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the kids, but it was it was adults only. It was nice. Everything was laid out. It looked like a brand. Well, at the time, I think it was. I don't think Virgin hasn't been out that long, so it was basically like a brand new ship. Everything was nice and neat. There was no buffets or anything like that. And I'm a foodie, and I like to test and try different things. And so everything was freshly made there. And then just, I think the one of the ports we had went to, it was a little different as well. It was a beach club, but I've never been to a beach club besides in Miami. So I got to go to a beach club in the Bahamas and check that out. So it was really nice. And then from there, we were talking about Greece, and I was like, Greece has been on my bucket list for a long, long time now. And then when I found out that Virgin Voyages goes to Greece and you can cruise around Greece and visit all the different places there. I definitely had to tap in, and that trip was absolutely amazing. It was beautiful. I felt like I was in a postcard. Like I was just so in awe that like, wow, this is the life right here. Like people, you can come visit and create some memories and just have a great time in Greece. And I'm looking forward to going back. And even before I went to Greece with Virgin Voyages, I've probably been on about 5 Virgin Voyages cruises even before going to Greece. So, and
Wow.
then of course we got some more coming up.
I
So,
know that's right.
absolutely.
Already booked.
Absolutely.
Already booked. So one important piece about that, because I know it sounds like you had an absolutely amazing time. Just that experience alone to go somewhere that's on your bucket list and see all those incredible places. I mean, Greece is on my bucket list too. But there's one other key piece about that trip and all the other ones before that, that you went out, you had an amazing time, you saw these incredible things, created these lasting memories, and you came back home to a
Commission check.
oh my
Yes,
God.
indeed.
Oh my God.
Yes,
Speak on it.
indeed.
Speak on it.
So,
Speak on it.
that's absolutely amazing because the commission is already built in. And once you tap into the travel business, you're able to receive that commission directly back into your pocket. So, I can say since I started this travel business, there hasn't been a trip that I have not been on that does not have a commission check that comes directly back to me. And not only was I able to go, I was able to take my mom with me. She got to experience Greece with me and get her passport stamps and stuff like that. And then I also had some family members come with me as well. And then there was some other people, some other clients from other agents that we all came together and had a great time and stuff like that. So not only was I able to simply earn a commission check for my booking, but also my family that came with me as well. I got to earn a commission by booking their travel as well. And not only did I just book the cruise, because we had to fly to Athens from the DMV. We had to fly to Athens. So the time zone in Greece, of course, is different. So we had to fly a day before. Well, yeah, our flight, I think it was on the 18th. We flew in on the 19th. 18th, we flew in on the 19th. Excuse me. And then we had to stay in a hotel. So I was able to book the hotel and the flights for everyone. And I earned a commission off of that as well. And then also another commission that was added is that everyone wanted drink packages. So they got their drink packages. And guess what? Virgin gave me a commission for that as well. So, everything that's related to travel, even if I think, well, we didn't really do we did excursions on our own, but not through Virgin. But I'm quite sure there was commission attached to that as well if you book those
Absolutely.
in advance and stuff as well. But yeah, there was commission all up and down on the cruise from the hotels to everything, the transportation, all that stuff like that. So
Absolutely. Hey, listen, if you want anything to be all up and down, you want it to be commission.
exactly,
No doubt
exactly.
about it. So that was an amazing thing though, because you not only did you earn commission on it, but you also helped some create some amazing memories and experiences for other people with your family as well. So it's not all about just money, folks. There's
Right.
some beautiful moments that you get to create, as far as life are concerned, that you can't really create anything else and doing anything else. But there just happens to be one of the most aggressive compensation plans in the world tied to those experiences. So absolutely a beautiful thing. Um, Now it's been, you said it's been since pre-pandemic since you decided to take advantage of this travel business. I gather your initial focus was probably primarily traveling and getting commission on it.
Yes.
You have decided at some point to start to venture into the side of the opportunity that allows you to create some residual income as well by building a team. And in a relatively short period of time, which we're going to touch on here shortly. I mean, you have done some pretty amazing things where, like I said earlier, a lot of people have started to seek out your knowledge and expertise, and your phone is constantly ringing, your text message is constantly burning, your DM is blowing up. I know I was in there. So, like I said, I'm glad we got this scheduled before we got that message last night, because you might have had to tell me no.
I wouldn't have
But
done it. That's so funny that you said that because as soon as he made that announcement, I had got a message talking about, oh, I guess we can't meet tonight. I was like, no, we can meet tonight. It's fine.
I was like, oh no, I'm glad we got this scheduled. No, but so tell me, I mean, so you've done some amazing things, in this business, both on the travel side and the business builder side. What have you learned about yourself? This being your first actual business. It's a business business. A lot of people have done some other things in the past. This is your first business. So what have you learned about yourself in this journey over the last 5 or 6 years, that you're most proud of?
To be honest with you, what I learned about myself is that, I can handle well, let's see, how do I put this? Because I've never, like you mentioned, I never had a business before. So, and I guess I kind of have never really had like a mentor or somebody that I could really look up to as far as like in business and stuff like that. So I learned that like, I can be disciplined, I can handle like instructions and stuff like that, and I can follow people who are already wealthy or already at the top and things like that. So, I can say that I'm pretty disciplined as far as that. And I can do hard things because sometimes, you know, you don't want to do it, but you have to do it. And it's not just for yourself, it's for other people because you never know who who your obedience is attached to. So, it's helping other people. And you just never know who you could help or who this business could help literally change their life and stuff like that. So, you know, that's kind of what I learned about myself. Like I can do it. I can definitely do it.
That is beautiful, London. That's an absolute nugget. What you were talking about initially is called coachability. And that's
Yes.
something that, a lot of people lack. Some people come in this business regardless what their experience is. They think they know everything. So they don't have the ability to follow coaching and guiding of someone, especially like someone you have direct access to. Like, why would you not be coachable? So that's amazing. But you just made one of my favorite statements though, whether you feel like it or not, do it anyway. Do it anyway and do it all the way. Because like you said, you don't know who's watching, who you're going to be helping, and who's paying attention. And which we're going to talk about a lot of in a second here too, is because just by what you do on live at TikTok, like you said, we never know who's going to end up on the other side of that screen watching you do what you do with the energy you bring and how you come. Like I said, it's a pleasure watching you because I know sometimes it's late. Sometimes I'm laying in bed. I think one time you asked me to come on. I was, no, this ain't a good time. I'm gonna sit back and watch you do what you do tonight. Maybe give me a heads up. Maybe next time.
See, that's the problem. I can never get nobody heads up because I don't have a set schedule when I actually go live. Because then,
Yeah.
of course, I work overnight. So if I have to work overnight, then I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get on in the afternoon or something like that. But hey, if I see one of y'all scrolling through, I'm like, invite, invite.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I gotta know if I'm gonna click on, I need to be ready. That's all. So that's on me. I got it. I got it. So tell us about that. Like and you don't have to go into a lot of detail, but like I said, you've been able to do some incredible things like that. What is it about you that keeps that energy level so high for you? Because like I said, people are just naturally drawn and they just stop and all about watch you and I just see them just turning over their contact information to you. Like I think our leader last night said, Mr. Preston Scott said that of all the people that you've been able to share this business with and they've been able to take advantage of it, probably 95% of them you didn't know prior to them getting involved. And that is a true testament of what you do online, which is a skill set, almost any of us who really want success in this business want to be able to master it, even if whether it's alone or incorporating it into what else we're doing. So what is it? What helps you, maintain that energy and which that excitement you have that people are just naturally drawn to?
At the end of the day, it's not about me. It's not even about the travel, and it's not about the money at all. It's what, this business can literally change your life if you let it. And then, that's what I always just remember. Like it's not about me at the end of the day. And, by going to convention or Super Saturday, I've heard testimonies of how this business can literally change people's lives. So like at the end of the day, it's not even about me. It's not even about the travel, and stuff like that. Yes, travel is our product, but literally this business could change your life. And I just remember that like it can change my life. It has changed my life. And I've been having multiple people tap into me that, like you said, I don't know them. And I've also even had like single moms tap into me. Like I was raised by a single mom, so that's very dear to my heart. So, I was able to celebrate one of my business partners in July of 2025. She got top commission and she's a single mom. She tells me her stories and stuff like that. And just to know that I was able to literally help her, well, introduce this business to her. And she made the decision to tap in. She made a decision to trust me and, let me help her and stuff like that and get plugged in and all that great stuff like that. So, I just realized it's not all about me. Like I said, this business could change your life, even if it's a couple $100 back into your pocket. As a single mom, we went through our things and stuff. Well, not me. Well, my mom was a single mom. We went through our things and stuff like that. So just to know that, hey, this additional $500 that she just earned a commission or $1,000 could literally, help with some bills, help with, she has the younger son. She could help her son and stuff like that, or, buy him what he wants with that extra additional income. So, at the end of the day, like I mentioned, it's not about me. It's not about the travel either. It's just overall what the business can allow you to do.
I'm gonna tell you right there, that's one of the things that makes you really special, London, and just your willingness to help and be a resource and just like you said, put others for you. That selfless energy you give. I think that's probably one of the things that's really attractive to you because you're not. What I notice about when you're online is like you're not. It's not salesy. You do come off as someone who wants to genuinely help somebody. So and wants to help put people in a better position. I think that's really the key, to your success. So you mentioned because I saw the post about the young lady that you recognized as top commission that month. So it's one thing for her. That's had to be a credible feeling for her first and foremost to come in and have that success. But for you, like you said, being the person who introduced this to her and someone who trusted you as a complete stranger, I gather. How did that make you feel? Being able to acknowledge her that month as having to be top commission earner.
Absolutely amazing. Because like I said, I grew up with in the single parent household as well. And it just made me feel absolutely amazing because, I wish I would have known about this, a little sooner, when it first started and something
Don't
like
we
that. Or
all?
even maybe my mom would have known about it or something like that and she would have got started or something. But, it just made me absolutely feel amazing because I know, there are some struggles in single parent households and to know that and sometimes money, not sometimes, most of the time it's money. And I know, like, even when we go to the Maryland meetings, Mr. J. Stewart always say it's always, when something comes up, it always costs $500 or something like that. So just imagine $500 coming, a problem will come up for $500, but boom, you remember, oh man, I just earned that in my commission. By booking a trip for someone else. So now I have that extra income to pay this bill or to make sure this doesn't get cut off or to make sure that, my child is set for school. They can get lunch at school and all that stuff like that. So, you know, that's what it is.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, and that's a very powerful thing that we have our hands on to be able to do that for people. So, I'm excited for the fact that you were able to experience it from that side, because, like you said, it's bigger than the money, the bigger than the product and everything else. When you can help change somebody's life like that, that's something that's priceless and a
Right.
reward that keeps on giving. So, I'm so excited for you. This being your first venture and you already experiencing these phenomenal things, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. So. Tell me, I mean, you've given me a lot of things you're probably proud about in your business already, so we kind of touched on that. But what are you most excited at this point, having done is the thing that you've done? I mean, like I said, you had some priceless experiences, you've earned some commission, you started working your way up the builder side of the comp plan. What are you most excited about in the future of this opportunity based on where you're coming from now? What are you looking forward to the most?
Um, what am I looking forward to the most? Just taking care of my family. Family is everything to me. And even the Scots can tell you, I'm always at every family event. I'm always down to hang out with my family and stuff like that. So just simply just taking care of my family. especially like my mom and my brother. And now my brother has his own child, so able to give her whatever she wants. So yeah, just simply able to take care of my family, whether it's, I don't know, taking them out to dinner or just buying them whatever they want. Not even just buying that, but just creating the memories. Like I know when I first got started in the business, before I even started building, I had earned a nice lump sum of commission check, and we were going to Cancun for our retreat. And so I was able to bring my mom along with me, and she didn't have to pay anything. And I still, I was able to use some of my commission for that, and then including the flights and all that stuff like that. And that was her first time actually getting her passport stamp. And and even this year, I told my brother, I was like, hey, you got to go somewhere because he's a recruiter for college football. So right now he's in North Dakota. And I was like, hey, before you go, you should go on vacation. I actually got his passport for Christmas because I was like, hey, you're going to do something, before, you have to go see the world because it's so beautiful. So I was able to help him go on vacation and stuff like that and get his first passport stamp. And, he took all his friends with him. They all went. So I was able to book everybody's trip and when they had a great time, and I was able to receive a commission check. So, just simply taking care of my family, and of course, taking care of other families as well by introducing that one person or maybe other multiple people within that family to the business so that they can change, their family lineage or their family, you know, things and stuff like that. So, it's not just
Beautiful.
about my family, but I'm here to help many, many other people literally around the planet. So.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, is that the niece that took over your life last week?
Yes, she did. That's why I was like, oh snap. And I was like, I don't know if this like usually she'll be so her mom is very good with like bedtime, but usually it's 8:30. It's her bedtime. But I was like, I don't know if she might go to sleep at 8:30. I don't know if I might be with her at 8:30 because my mom works from home as well. So sometimes she's still on her computer at 8:30. And that's another thing. I don't, I want to be able to like tell my mom that, hey, you don't have to work anymore. There's no point of you sitting at a computer all day working for the federal government, all that stuff like that. So it's just so many things that I'm going to speak into existence that I am going to be able to do
Absolutely.
within this travel business. So.
Absolutely. If one thing's for sure, two things for certain, you are already underway. You already have some things going and building. It's one thing to be sitting at zero and talking about these things, but you got the momentum rolling to where you are going to be crushing these goals and smacking them out the park here real soon. So I'm so very excited for you. Um, one or two more questions here for you. So we just came back from an incredible event in Orlando, Florida, our international convention. So because it's still within reach, it's not that far behind us. I want to ask you your take on it as well. So for me, this was my first. So I know
Okay.
you've been to probably a couple of them already. What was special to you about this event in Orlando, Florida, with everybody from all around the world, from different parts of the globe? We had obviously the CEO, all of our top income earners, everybody, all the who's who. And we also had the option to listen to one of the most sought after trainers in the world when it comes to leadership, John C. Maxwell. But that's just a couple of highlights. What really stood out from this event to you? What was different about it compared to any other events you've been to in the past? As far as what you took away from it and brought back.
So overall, this was my third convention. Once I got started in this travel business, I was only booking travel, so I wasn't really thinking about convention. But then, my sponsor, my coach, he recommended I come to convention and stuff like that. So, I made it happen. I went by myself for the first time. And, um, every year I seem to not, well, every year I level up. I level up because, why not? I don't want to go back the same way that I came and stuff like that. So, this convention, I learned more about leadership. I want to help other people, including like, especially the people that I bring into this business. So, leadership was the key factor for me. And, I even, reached out to those that I've introduced to this business. And, I always stress to them that I'm, here to help you. I want to help you grow, well, but I have to know like, what do they want to do as well, because some people may not, want to grow. But then, also just remembering, to invite people because you grow from event to event. So, I continue to invite people to events because that's how it honestly started with me. Mr. Scott invited me actually to a Super Saturday when they had him back in Arundel Mills. And because, like I said, I didn't know, I knew I had. that part of the business, but I was not doing anything with that part of the business. So once he introduced that to me and was sharing the calls with me, the director spotlights and stuff with me, and just hearing the testimonies and stuff, I was like, oh my goodness, like, I heard testimonies about people. One lady told me what really got me is one lady told me she took her mom to Jamaica, just took her to Jamaica, she ain't had to pay anything, just take her to Jamaica, pack your clothes and let's go. And then, I just have a special place in my heart for my mom and stuff like that. So, but yeah, back to convention, just leadership, just definitely leadership. I learned more about that and I love how they did it this year as far as like the classes and, the people, the directors and stuff that were teaching and stuff. But overall, leadership, definitely leadership.
Big piece for you because as you are now taking on that other side of the business, leadership is important.
Yes.
And one of the biggest things we learn about leadership is leading by example, which you're doing an amazing job of doing that as well. So I'm so very proud of you, Miss Duckett. And I'm so honored that we had an opportunity to speak with you this evening. It's such a pleasure. Anything you want to share as we wrap up? So, at the end of this interview, I usually give you the option to, if you want to talk to your existing partners, or if you want to talk to people who are out there that are maybe kind of watching, haven't really made a move yet. They might have been through your workshop already, but haven't jumped overboard. um, you know, and just kind of sitting back, kind of taking a look. So you can talk to whoever you want to talk to, or both. What do you want to share with both sides of those opportunities, or one in particular?
So, we can even talk to the business partners that are already on board, just stay consistent, stay plugged in and, just stay disciplined and stuff, and things like that. Now, for those that may be watching and haven't made the move, you're trying to figure out when is the right time, just honestly, just get started. You have 30 whole days to test drive the entire business and check it out. You have a great coach, Mr. Tariq, and you'll be plugged into a great organization without four-star directors and stuff like that. So, you're definitely in business for yourself, but you will never ever be in business by yourself. And I tell people that all the time because people want to know that they're just not another number. You become family. I didn't know Mr. Tariq. I didn't know barely anyone in this business when I got started, but everybody made me feel so welcome, like I was in a family. So not only do we make money together, but we travel together, we break bread together, and we fellowship together and stuff like that. So, if that's what you're thinking, you're going to be here by yourself. Absolutely not. Like I said, you have a whole organization backing you up, and yeah, you'll be in great, great hands.
Absolutely. Man, you're amazing. You are an absolute jewel to this team. You know what I'm saying? And you have become my sister for sure. Like, I need to come to the next cookout. I need the invites to everything else, the trips, the cookouts, and everything else. Now, one thing we kind of left out, and I don't know if you want to or not, and you don't have to, but as far as the social media side of what we're doing, are there any like one or two or three basic keys you could share with those who are with us? As far as what you would recommend as far as taking advantage of, TikTok. I mean, I know you're doing a whole training on it next week. I don't want you to go anything depth, but anything you can suggest to somebody who's new, not really doing anything, maybe one or two things to get up and running off the ground that you can suggest that they just go start doing or start working on figuring out to do before we get them. Now, for those of you who are not in the business, Miss Duckett is doing a training next Monday night. Now, you got to be in. You got to be in to have access to that training. So we're not giving y'all too much right now.
Right.
But, if you want to get a piece of that training of what she's doing next week, get started and then get on that live next Monday night. But if there's anything you could suggest for someone who has no knowledge of anything as far as social media, what would you just say? A couple things you would tell them to go ahead, get going right away.
So just post something. You're in the travel business. You could post a room tour. You can post a cabin tour. You can post Travel Tip Tuesday. Just post something. Just like Mr. Scott said, constant content. So you can start with that, posting constant content, whether it's, posting 3 days out of the week. Just make a schedule and post something. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm scared to go live." I was scared to go live too. I was actually really scared to go live, and I started off going live on Facebook. Now, I wasn't as consistent as I am on TikTok because I don't know, I just feel like TikTok like I don't know, it's my type of speed or something like that. Like I'm on TikTok looking up everything. Like as even as a travel business owner, I'm looking up the reviews of resorts. I'm looking up people, their different takes and stuff on cruises and things like that. So, and another great thing is just go live. Just do it. Whether you go live for 30 seconds, you could just be on your balcony, looking at the sunrise. Just go live because at the end of the day, that's content right there. So, just go live and then, eventually you'll build up and then you'll start getting engagement and all that great stuff like that. So at the end of the day, just do it. Just like Nike said, just do it.
And don't give them too much. 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 We appreciate that for sure. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Look, y'all got to get plugged in to get the rest of the goodies. You know what I mean? So, get with London or myself or whoever you following, get the details of what you need to do, not only to get that information next week, but to start getting yourself on the money maker side of travel and entertainment. And like I said, living your best life by living your best life. Miss London, listen, it's been a plum pleasing pleasure. I mean, I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your schedule because I know as soon as you click off this live, you are
You already
probably,
know.
probably going to be going live on TikTok as
I
well.
am.
So absolutely, we appreciate you taking time out of your schedule. I can't say enough of that. Again, it speaks volume to who you are as a person. We're not even connected as far as either of us being in each other's money line. We are just cousin, brother, sister as it relates to our
Yep.
team. So this is straight out of the kindness of her heart to do this for me and do it for y'all, ladies and gentlemen. So that deserves another round of applause in itself. I love you. I appreciate you. I applaud you. I thank you so, so much. And I wish you nothing but continued success because I know you're going to continue to tear this business up. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I thank y'all for plugging in. And we will see you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great night.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tariq. Thank you.
Thank you.